I would properly introduce this vlog since I just jumped into doing my makeup. As you can tell, I am tired this morning. But I slapped a little bit of makeup on my face. It doesn't really matter what my hair looks like because I am getting a hair trim later today. It's like pretty desperately needed. I haven't had my hair cut, I think, since April, which is a long time for me. It's about 7:30. I have to leave for the chiropractor in a little bit. We'll just take it from there. I think I have another errand to do while I'm out, and then I have a bunch of stuff to do here at home, and then haircut. I don't really like in vlogs when people just sort of like rattle off what they're gonna do. We'll just kind of like play it by ear. I'm hungry and I don't know what I'm gonna eat. So hang on, let me figure that out and then I'll show you. I am really craving some avocado toast, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I've been like kind of on and off with my gluten-free stuff. This is what we have in the freezer, so I'm gonna have a slice of Ezekiel with, we'll see how much of this, I might have this whole half, honestly. I have a ripe kiwi that I'm gonna cut up, some strawberries, and then I'm gonna make myself an iced chai. Iced chai has been my kryptonite this summer. I've been drinking them pretty much every single day. And I wanted to show you how I make them at home because I'm super obsessed. So normally I would put it in a much more aesthetically pleasing glass, but I have to take this in the car because I have to leave in about 15 minutes and I kind of like to leisurely have it. It's really good. I know it's like some excess sugar. I know it's an iced beverage in the morning, but it's making me really happy and I need it. I also really like these glasses. I'm gonna link them down below for you. I have them in this kind of shorter size and then I have a taller size too, and they're great. Actually, that reminds me. They're great for food storage. Like, I actually wanted to take one of these out and defrost it to have later today. This is just some soup that I made a couple of months ago. So I have the bigger size of these and the smaller size, and I found that the smaller size works really well for mixing a beverage. Over here, I just added a little bit of hemp seed to the toast, like just a little bit of extra protein and heft. I mean, I'll be hungry in a couple hours probably after eating this, but it's a good place to start. So the chiropractor was great, and I just got a bag out of my car so that I can run into Whole Foods quickly. I'm walking outside and there's people coming and I feel awkward, so I'm gonna put this away now. Whole Foods that I was just in is tiny. I had never been in it before, so I'm in the DePaul area of Lincoln Park in Chicago, so it's clear to me that it's a Whole Foods that's very catered towards students. Like a lot of prepared foods. Oh, I wanted to put some lip gloss on actually before I turn the camera on because my lips feel a little dry. This is Modern Minerals Pod Peroshka. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. I don't think I actually really can. Hang on. It's also funny because there's a bunch of like summer camps going on around this area, and it just makes me remember all of the camps I used to go to as a kid in the summertime, because you know, you go to camp when you're a kid, don't you? I guess there's camp kids and then there's like not camp kids, but we were definitely camp kids. My mom would not have had us just at home the whole summer. We just needed milk. We drink a lot of milk, especially this summer. I would actually like to find a good source of local milk, like from a local dairy, but I haven't really investigated the farmers markets that are closest to where I am now, but that's something I definitely want to do. Oh my god, there's so many strollers, so many kids. Yeah, so I always get questions about these when I wear them in video or on Instagram. They're from Warby Parker, and let me see if I can tell you the style. They're the Piper. This is what we're working with, people. Also, we're so close to getting a new dresser. It's en route. It took forever to find one. So we're gonna get rid of this like co-ed throwback college dorm BS that has been here for months. I will finally be able to get my closet a little bit more organized, which I've been dying to do. I am set up in my little workstation. We don't actually have a dedicated like desk area for me yet, so I've just kind of been working at our kitchen table, which is big and I can spread out, and I'm happy here. I'm starting work on a freelance project, so I have a big email to send out about that. Hopefully you'll be hearing and seeing more about that project soon. I have a few little shopping bits to do. I want to buy a new 8-inch skillet from All-Clad. It's like a very random specific thing, but I have the 12-inch All-Clad saute pan. It was recommended by a friend of mine, Jamie. I really don't like using Teflon coated pans at all, so I'm always on the lookout for creating a cookware set of healthy and safe things to cook in. So my favorites are cast iron, stainless steel, and enameled cast iron. Williams-Sonoma has I think a 15 or 20% off coupon. So it's like a little overwhelming. If you just Google All-Clad, like so many different variations of it come up. And then I just actually made a few Instagram stories about how in this vlog, I wanted to talk about the Nia Wilson tragedy just a little bit. I don't even know how many of you are aware that this happened. An 18-year-old woman was fatally, tragically stabbed at a BART station in Oakland. That's the BART station that my sister actually frequents, and so it's upsetting to me on that level. But there have been a lot of ensuing racially charged social media dynamics around this too, and someone had tagged me in a post and had sort of wanted my perspective and commentary. So I hadn't actually heard that this had happened. I don't watch the news that much right now, to be honest, and there are a whole host of reasons for that. I do still read the New York Times, I read the New Yorker, but I really avoid most cable news television now. To say that I am disaffected with the political landscape right now is an understatement. It's difficult to figure out, you know, what you think on any given day and not get caught up in the media manipulation on both sides around all of it. And so that's really a topic for another day. But I bring that up to say that with respect to the Nia Wilson tragedy, I hadn't heard that it had happened because I'm not really watching the news very much. So I was very thankful that this person tagged me in this post. You know, there's sort of these pockets of feminist activists who have, you know, pretty large social media followings. That's not a community that I'm terribly tapped into. I do consider myself a socially conscious and aware person and an activist around certain things, but you know, as far as sort of the online social media feminist community, I wouldn't say that that's something I'm very deeply steeped in, but what I can tell is happening is someone, her Instagram account is Rachel.Cargle, C-A-R-G-L-E. She posted something that essentially said, are you calling out the white feminists on your feed that you follow who haven't said anything about the Nia Wilson tragedy? I'm not sure that there's enough information out about the suspect, who I believe is now in custody, who has alleged links to white supremacy groups. Regardless, it was a white man who brutally murdered this young black woman and attempted to murder her sister who was with her. So the sort of feminist of color community has
started calling out a lot of white feminists in the broader feminist community. And so there's sort of like a pitting against each other situation. I'll do screenshots of what I posted last night. As I was reading through people's comments, there are a few things that jump to mind, and I'm just going to share them here quickly. This is not something that I really wish to debate with people. I don't even think social media is necessarily the appropriate forum to be having these sorts of conversations. I think that that's like one of the huge problems, because people calling each other out on social media, and in particular the policing of other people's activism, I think is problematic, because you are seeing one slice of what someone is choosing to put on a social media platform. Now, the counter position to that I see from the feminist of color perspective is that I think it's a privilege for white feminists to be able to say, let's just focus on unity. Let's not fight each other. You know, don't police my activism. Like, I get that. At the same time, I do think policing other people's activism and how they choose to be activists or feminists is problematic, but we can't really deny that racism is alive and well, and there are a whole slew of issues that feminists of color have to deal with that white feminists don't. However, it's also a very blurry target. I don't consider myself technically white. I consider myself multi-ethnic, but have I benefited from perceived as a white person? Probably. But have I also been perceived as being ambiguously ethnic most of my life? Yes. But at the root of it, sort of beyond the split within the feminist community, what I see is that the underlying issue really is one of capital and political economy and the inequality that those systems create, and then how they get mapped onto cultural systems of oppression like racism and misogyny. And I think it plays out really in a really interesting way in this debate that I've just sort of had a superficial look at. And I don't want to, you know, speak for other people or put words in people's mouths, but they were calling out white feminist social media accounts with like these big followings that have the potential to raise awareness around this issue, do anti-racism work, anti-misogyny work, and they're not talking about it. But that to me is predicated on a system that has allowed people to make a living off of social media and all of the various mechanisms that have gone into play to create social media personalities to begin with. The political economy of social media as a livelihood is fascinating. Someone should write a dissertation on that. I'm actually doing my patron exclusive video this month is on the professionalization of blogging and YouTube, and it's a complicated topic. There's no right or wrong answer to it. When you're saying, oh, you as a white feminist have this platform to have this voice, there's something underneath that has allowed that to even be a platform for people to have a voice, if that makes sense. So I think at the end of the day, and this is what I put on Instagram, I do think that I consider myself to be more of a structural materialist, I guess you could say, or it's perhaps a Marxist analysis of the situation, which is that the issue of how capital moves and influences these, you know, we're seeing it today in social media influencers. To me, that's an issue of economy and how money has moved and how corporate interests have influenced the development of all of that. The issue of, you know, identity politics, and I hope that doesn't sound disparaging, disagreements around anti-racism work, anti-misogyny work, both of those systems of oppression, I believe, are totally alive and well in the world today. And it does require constant vigilance and activism. I mean, I think if you are a woman, this is an issue, which is half of the world's population. And there are gradations within that. I can see the frustration among feminists of color. I can see the need to just focus on, like, as women, we're all pretty much at a disadvantage, some of us more than others, of course, but the real issue is really the inequality that capitalism and the way that we move money and what money produces in this world, and how that creates and reifies inequality and co-creates it with these systems of oppression. There are deeper issues at play for sure. I hope I was able to just edit that in a way that sounded somewhat coherent. So I'm now going to sit and do some typing, and I will come back probably when I eat. I'm already getting a little bit hungry. It's 11 and I might make myself another chai. It might be a 2 chai kind of day. We're back in the bathroom. I want to update you on what's been going on. Progress has been being made. I'm sorry that I didn't show you my like second breakfast slash early lunch in progress, but that was what I ate. Third load of laundry is in the washer. I have laundry to fold. I watched Real Housewives. I did all my work. So Real Housewives of New York was my reward for answering all the emails I needed to answer and getting caught up on all of that stuff. Now, before I head out for my haircut in about an hour, I wanted to do a little bit of product chat. Namely, you should honestly see what's happening out of frame. We, as I mentioned earlier, we have been looking high and low for a dresser for the bedroom, and it's just taken forever to find one. We finally found one. It's getting delivered next week. The closet that I've been using is like not fully organized, and I have really good shelves in there, and so I want to organize like jewelry and potentially like products in there because I don't really have a ton of clothes. I'm more of like a capsule-esque wardrobe sort of person. So my closet is going to be sort of multi-purpose. Anyway, I have like a long way to go as far as organization, and I kind of split. I do all of my skincare in our master bathroom, and then I end up just doing my makeup in this second bathroom. Anyway, I wanted to swatch the 2 Spela lipsticks that I just got. These were on sale at JCrew. If they still are, I will link them down below. I got them in the colors Jet Set and Tinder. So let's do Tinder first, which is, I think, sort of a lighter, like orangey, pinky red. Oh yeah, this was the one that I had actually seen in Credo and swatched and was like sort of regretted not getting. I asked you guys in my wish list video, or I had said that I was interested in the Cloven Hollow lip velvets as well as these Spela, what are they officially called? The Stella Paint and Play Matte Liquid Lipstick. A lot of people seem to think that the Spela formula is in fact not very good, but I couldn't help myself because I was really into the colors. And after doing a little more digging into the Cloven Hollow lip velvets, which actually got have very good word of mouth, I couldn't decide on like a color that I really liked. I don't really know how to autofocus on this camera of mine, but I'm gonna do hand swatches and lip swatches of both of these. So let's start with Tinder. I'm gonna also maybe take you into natural light, or I might, because I do have an overhead light on right now. Oh man, that's a lot of product on the doe foot. The applicator makes it quite easy though, actually. Well, those seem pretty freaking opaque if you ask me. This is very orange on me. I was expecting it to be a little bit more pinky red. Mostly what I had heard about this formula is that it just doesn't wear very well. I think it sort of cracks on the lips and settles. Ooh, it looks quite neon on there. It makes my teeth look very white. It's pretty. It reminds me, I guess, most similarly of MAC Lady Danger. So that's just with natural light, like directly in front of this window, and no artificial light. Oh, the sun's coming out, so it's gonna overexpose, but. Okay, let's do this second one. This is in the color Jet Set. I thought this color looked interesting. I don't have anything like that. I don't even know how to describe this color. It's like a brick red rose sort of shade. So that is Tinder next to, here comes the sun again, to Jet Set. This is pretty. It's not like as neon or as bright. I almost feel like the swatch looks different than it does on my lips. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this on while I talk about the other products that I wanted to mention. I just got my hair trimmed. She chopped it a little bit more than I think that I wanted, but it'll grow, it's fine. I went to actually one of your recommendations when I did the Chicago beauty treatment wish list. I just went to Sparrow in Logan Squre. She took off, I asked for like 2 inches off, and I feel like she just thinned it out with like too much texture and layers, a little bit more than I would have liked. So I may need to try another salon after this. She did also note that my hair is dry, which I agree with. My hair has been dry lately, kind of like my skin. So I need to get back in the habit, or start the habit, of doing hair masking, at least on the ends of my hair. I feel like it is dry. So she probably took off like closer to 3 inches and not 2. And she did a little bit of cutting into it when it was dry, which I wasn't like really a very big fan of. God, drivers in Chicago are like aggressive. I used to think Boston had a-hole drivers. Chicago is like, I feel like they're gonna rear end me. And they're just mean and rude and aggressive. And I guess it's like not even just a regional thing anymore. It's just people in general are becoming a-holes in everyday life. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I'm starving. I need to make something to eat. I think I'm gonna heat up some of that soup that I showed you earlier. Let me go grab it. So this is leftover soup from a couple of months ago. It's been hanging out in the freezer. It's the carrot cauliflower, lemony carrot cauliflower soup from the New York Times. I make this recipe all the time and I really like it. It's super nourishing. And then I think I'm gonna make an over medium or over hard egg. And let me see what else. I don't know yet. Show you the finished product. Okay, so this is what I'm having. I don't know if you can see the soup under there. 1 egg over hard. There are some of these sprouted pumpkin seeds underneath there, and then I sauteed a little bit of baby spinach and topped it with just some olive oil, lemon, salt, and pepper. And then I'm trying to finish off these crackers. These are some of the Simple Mills crackers. So I'll have those, and then I'm having a passion fruit La Croix. Bon appetit. That meal hit the spot. It was like exactly what I wanted. I just want to show you the recipe that I had wanted to make today. And I'm gonna have to do it maybe this weekend. So I think it's out of Heidi Swanson's Supernatural Cooking. I also have Supernatural Everyday, and I also have the very first cookbook she ever did. I don't have her most recent one. Green packed stir fry recipe, this one. This recipe is the big curry noodle pot. I make this all the time, and in fact, I bought stuff to make that next week as well. So I'll probably make the green packed stir fry this weekend, and maybe I'll make the big curry noodle pot next week. So I think that is gonna do it. I wanted to properly close out the vlog. Nothing else exciting is going down. I'm still getting used to how short I feel like my hair is. So I just wanted to thank you so much for watching this vlog. I hope that you are enjoying them. Thank you so much to everybody that supports L'Amour et La Musique on Patreon. You help me bring independent creative content to YouTube and keep that alive and well and sponsorship free. Everything that I can think of will be linked and listed down below. All the makeup I used this morning, anything I've referenced, like the soup recipe. So I'll see you guys probably in July favorites next. August Beauty Heroes is also coming up, and it's a good one. Wait, if you're seeing this on Sunday, will it already be the 1st? Hang on, if it is, I can tell you what the hero product is. Okay, so no, I cannot. Sunday is actually the 29th. And the 1st is not until next Wednesday. I'm just babbling now, so I'm just gonna say goodbye. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you really soon.